I am Primila, daughter of Annadurai, metric number A19807993. Firstly, I would like to present about the introduction of our assignment. Statistic is one of the mathematical concepts dealing with the collection, classification, analysis, and interpretation of numerical facts in order to draw conclusion on the basis of quantifiable facts. The data collection including the method of creating graphs, charts, and tables, and calculation of descriptive measures such as calculate mean, mood, median on the basis of quantifiable facts. The sample of data can be diverse topics such as drug addicted statistic based on age and gender category in Malaysia of 2019. Next, the objective of this study is to understanding of basic concept of statistics which embedded in our courses and show proficiency in basic statistical skill embedded in their courses and get some knowledge about the sum data. The next objective is to find and describe the value using the SPSS production, which mean measure of the central tendency, measurement of variance, and measurement of the position. Aside from the statistic analysis, the software also features data management, which also the user to do case selection, create derived data, and perform file reshaping. I want to present about the data description. This shows the sample of data got 4 types of variable, which the year, age group, gender, and frequency. The data are divided into 2 main groups, which one qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative variable have a feature or groups. Beside the qualitative variable of this data are age. Quantitative variable have numerical values such as measures. We can apply mathematical function to this result. For this collection of information, quantitative variable are frequency, indicating the total number of drug addicts. The quantitative variable, the frequency, is also recognized the discrete variable. For example, this research exam adult sex in Malaysia between male and female, which was the categories in the frequency of people of different ages, for that we could label the sample into a continuous information to generate a frequency distribution. Okay, moreover, the following data are the number of drug attacks among the different age group between male and female in Malaysia of year 2019. Following the table, in the sample data given, we have the field, which one gender with the corresponding sample size of 24,949 males and 1,131 females. For the field age group of male and female in Malaysia, we have the sizes of 5,360 with ages 15 to 24, 9,605 with ages 25 to 34, 7,289 with ages 35 to 44, and 3,736 with ages 45 to 54. The data also show that the number of drug attacks among the male in Malaysia is almost 25 times higher compared that to female. The age group of young adults 25 to 34 olds is also seen to have the highest number of drug attacks in both male and female compared to other ages group.
Hi, my name is Intan Akila binti Zakaria and metric number A19A0580C. From the information drug addict statistic by male and female in 2019, we need to find the relative frequency to build the graph. So the relative frequency is the percentage of the data that fall in that class. To find this relative frequency, we need to divide the frequency with the sample size. As we can see, the class of the table for male is class for 15 until 24. We can see that the frequency is 5,156 and we can divide by the sample size. Sample size we can get from the total number of the frequency. Also, the same calculation to get the relative frequency for female. For the cumulative relative frequency, we need to sum the frequency class with the frequency previous class. Okay, and then we can see at the table for male, the class 15 until 24 with the frequency 5,150C. So the cumulative frequency is the same because doesn't have the previous class. But from the class 24 until 34, the frequency 9,100. So the cumulative frequency we sum with the previous class of 5,150C, we can get the 14,250C. Where can we get the midpoint is from the lower class plus the upper class and then we divide it by 2. For example, the class of 15 until 24, okay, and then we plus the 15 with the 24. Then we get the 39. From the 39, we divide it by 2 and we get the midpoint is 19.5. Next, we need to calculate the lower class and upper class boundary. So, where can we get the lower class from the class number? For example, the 15 until 24. The 15 is the lower class and 24 is the upper class boundary. So for the lower class 15, we need to minus 0.5 and then we get the lower class boundary 14.5. While the upper class we need to plus 0.5, so we get the upper class boundary 24.5. For graphical method, we choose the histogram and pie chart. Histogram is a bar graph, so the histogram needs a horizontal scale and vertical scale. The data frequency histogram table for male, then the histogram have two types label. First, the label with class midpoint, and the second is the label with class boundaries. And this is the data for the frequency histogram table for female. Still have the two types label with class midpoint and class boundary. So the difference of this label is in the vertical scale. Second graph is a pie chart. Pie chart have a circle shape graph, and then from the pie chart we can category the frequency. In this pie chart, we know the drug addict of male is more than the female drug addict in Malaysia in year 2019.
Hello, good evening. My name is Natasha binti Alias. My metric number is A19A0529. Today, I will present about my part in the business statistic assignment. It's about a numerical descriptive measure. In the numerical descriptive measure consists measure of central tendency, measure of positions, and measure of variations. This is a formula consists in the measure of central tendency, which is mean, median, and weight. First, mean. This is a formula to calculate a mean, and this is a table drug addict statistic by male in Malaysia in years 2019, and we get 33.19. So the mean total number of drug addict by male was recorded 33.19 people. Next is the female. This is a table drug addict statistic by female in Malaysia in years 2019, and we get 30.43. So the mean total number of drug addicts by female was recorded 30.43 people. This is next is the median. This is a table drug addict statistic by male in Malaysia in years 2019, and this is a formula to calculate the median, and we get 32.54. About the 50% of the total number of drug addict male was aged approximately less than 32.5 years old, and the other 50% was aged more than 32.54 years old. And for female, we get 29.88. About the 50% of the total number of drug addict female was aged approximately less than the 29.88 years old, and the other 50% was aged more than 29.88 years old. Next is the mode. This is a formula to calculate the mode, and we get 31.05. Therefore, the highest age of the total number of drug addict male is 31.05 years old. And this is a table for female, and we get 29.18. Therefore, the highest age of the total number of drug addicts by female is 29.18 years old. Okay, next we go to the measure of positions. The measure of position consists of first quartile and third quartile. This is a drug addict statistic by male in Malaysia in years 2019. This is a formula to calculate the first quartile. And this one is the formula to calculate the location of first quartile, and we get 25 to 34. And the value of first quartile for male is 25.65. Next is the third quartile. This is a formula to calculate the location of third quartile, and we get class interval for male is 35 to 44, and the value of third quartile for male is 40.84. And the interquartile range for male is 15.15. Next is the by female. This is a formula to calculate location first quartile, and we get class interval is 15 to 24, and the value of first quartile is 24.12. And the third quartile, this is a formula to calculate the location of third quartile, and we get the class interval is 35 to 44, and the value of third quartile is 36.36. And the interquartile range for female is 12.24. Next is the measure of variation. The measure of variation consists of range, variance, and standard deviation. First, range. Range for the drug addict statistic by male is 5431, and the drug addict statistic by female range is 438. Next is the variance. This is a table we use to calculate the variance. And we get the variance for male is about 11956471.2.6 drug addict. And for female, this is a table we use to calculate the variance. And we get the variance was recorded by female is 723.231.85 drug addict. And the standard deviation for male is recorded 10934.57 drug addict, and the female, the standard deviation was recorded 850.43 drug addicts. Last is the shape of distribution. For male, the shape of distribution is skewed to the right, and for female, the shape of distribution is skewed to the right also.
Thank you. My name is Nurul Ada, and I will continue to explain about the statistical analysis that we do using Excel. Here we will discuss about the numerical descriptive measure. We have calculated the measure of central tendency, variance, and position manually, but we also use Excel to calculate it, and we have calculated the measure of central tendency, variance, and position. And it's shown here that the male drug addict have a higher value than the female drug addict. For example, the mean for male drug addict is a little bit higher, 6237.25, and the female drug addict is 282.75. For the median, also the male drug addict is also higher, 6090, and for female drug addict it is 279.5. The mode for male drug addict is 31.05, and the female drug addict is 29.18. Next, we will also discuss about the hypothesis testing. This hypothesis testing is being performed to know if we should reject or not reject the hypothesis. So we perform 3 hypothesis testing. It is ANOVA analysis, test of homogeneity of variance, and test of post-hoc test. And then I will explain to you the test of homogeneity of variance. After we perform the test of homogeneity variance, the p-value is less than 0.05. It means that we need to reject the hypothesis, and also the significant difference is 5.98, more than 3.35. That means we need also to reject the hypothesis. So we perform post-hoc test. It is because we want to reject the hypothesis, so we perform the post-hoc test. The test is we assuming that the variance is equal, and then we got the p-value for one cell is 0.00. That is less than 0.05. That means we need to reject the hypothesis. Also, next I will explain about the confidence interval. For the confidence interval, we calculate it using Excel also, and then it is shown that the confidence level for the male drug addict is higher than the female drug addict with 6807.74. Confidence level also the error of margin, so we need to add it with mean to know the upper confidence level, and subtract it with mean to know the lower confidence level. So we got that the male drug addict is 13405.40 and negative 210.07 for the lower confidence level, and the female drug addict also we got the upper confidence level 823.85 and the lower confidence level is 295.85. And we can see here that the confidence interval or confidence level for the male drug addict and female drug addict is significantly different.
My name is Pravindran, son of Ravichandran, and my metric number is A19A0791. My part of presentation is theoretical modeling. Theoretical modeling is based to multiple linear regression, which is very popular among social scientists. Multiple linear regression has 4 assumptions, which are independence, normality, homozygosity, linearity. Multiple linear regression model has a formula of y equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus bn and xn. First, the table of ANOVA. Based to the table, the predictors are year constant, age group, number of drug addicts. The depend value is state category. The p-value from ANOVA table is less than 0.002, which means that at least one of the variables, age group and number of drug addicts, can be used to state category. 5.2 correlation analysis. Based to the table, the R value between male drug and female drug addict is 0.920972101. Thus, the age group and the gender is associated with number of drug addicts. 5.3 Model summary. The R value is 0.858, which means 85.8% of the variation in age and the number of drug addicts. The Durbin-Watson statistics of 4 is not too far from 2. The Durbin-Watson statistic is used to test the presence of serial correlation among the residual. Durbin-Watson statistic is approximately 2 indicates to serial correlation. 5.0 Coefficients. The equation of Y state category equal to 22.291 plus 0.009 number of male drug addict plus 0.158 number of female drug addicts. Thus, for the every unit increase in number of male drug addict, state category will drop by 0.009, provided the number of drug addict level remains unchanged. Similarly, for every unit increase in number of female drug addict, state category will go up by 0.158 units, provided the number of drug addicts is still of same gender. Thank you.
I'm Premila, daughter of Annadurai, metric number A19A0793. I will conclude of this assignment. From the data as being interpreted, it shows the drug attack statistic based on the age and gender category in Malaysia of 2019. We can find out the basic statistic, which are mean, mode, median by analysis all data, and we also choose the proper method for hypothesis testing. Moreover, we can improve the necessary skill and learn clearly how to apply appropriate principle, solve the problem statistic, and also define the confidence interval, variance step and position. Next, from this assignment, we can conclude that this statistic assignment will definitely give us a visualize us from now and in years to come. We learn more about the statistical calculation based on the data that we find out. Lastly, the analysis data is very important for use in our life or business. That's all from us. Thank you.